Billy. All right, been you asked. Billy Kershaw. All right. So anyway, so we're live. I want to talk a bit about this fucking shooting because some of it doesn't make sense, and we'll probably talk about some other stuff as well. Depends on how much time we got and how long my battery lasts as well. So there is so many unanswered questions, but also the Aphrodite's. It doesn't make any sense. There's so much speculative stuff in it. It's not what you'd expect in an Aphrodite. Let's get it down a bit. So here we are. Now I've got it in front of me. Now I was going to do this on the computer, but for some reason I can't connect to my live stream on my PC. And I was going to show you on the. I could bring it up then, you see, but never mind. I'll just have to read certain bits out for you. It is there anyway. That is the Aphrodite. There we go. As offered by the FBI, or Department of Justice, and it's strange. It's really strange, and there's a lot of stuff in there. That's just it says probable cause. Okay, fair enough. I would say that, and it's aggravated murder, as in the offence description, and the felony of discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, and obstruction of justice, capital first degree felony conduct. I know someone else has got some felonies, don't you? Yeah. All I can remember is he's orange. Yeah. So anyway, there's stuff in there that makes no sense whatsoever. And one of the things I've been reading through it, you see, that really stands out like a sore thumb to me when it says confessed or implied. Confessed or implied a confession. They're two totally separate things. I'll be honest with you. Until he comes forward, right, in the sense of an actual statement by him, and he says, "Yeah, I did it." I don't know if I can actually believe that he did at the moment. I don't know if you say, you probably have seen all the video footage flying about, or the original video footage running across the roof and then down up some stairs and what have you. Be careful with that image though, because it's AI generated. Now, when it first came out, it was blurry as hell. You could barely make out what type of shoes he's wearing. Then someone said, just put it through AI, here you go. And that's the image that seems to be flying about by everyone, including the FBI now. The problem with that is it's speculative again, isn't it? It's making an assumption of what is on his feet, not necessarily what is on his feet. If I remember rightly, it was a blurry mess, And the shoes that they say he was wearing actually looked like shoes that belonged to his, not to him, but to his, roommate, his furry friend. Oh, God's sake. I'll tell you something, I've learned so much these last few days about shit regarding this subculture of the alt-right, and it is, I'll tell you stuff, it's another world. It really is another world. It ain't good. It really is not good. It's very aggression through and hate through memes. And there's another subculture, another element of which is literally implying, we get rid of this person, or get rid of that person. And Trump is almost doing exactly the same thing on his Truth Social. He's complaining about about certain politicians, what have you, including Pam Bondi, then posting pictures of somebody with a gun. He's implying something, isn't he? So there's so much stuff that doesn't make sense. That they say he's got, the killer had a Dodge Challenger. He's got a Dodge Challenger, but there ain't no footage of it. There's no footage. Knock knock, Dylan. Hello, knock knock. But there's no footage of this Challenger and the number plate. Now, it could be in a partial recognition. It didn't have to be full-on plate. They can still do the colour of the car and stuff like that, and how many of them there are in Utah. In Utah. and they could have found it that way. But there's there's no footage of it. All those cameras everywhere. Doesn't make any sense. Whether they be door cameras, whether they be cameras on stalks, it doesn't make any sense. And then you obviously got dash cams. So you got to remember when it happened as well. You talk about happening about 12 something around dinner, about 12 o'clock. 12:23 is when the gunshot was heard, and so it's in the afternoon. There's all that period. Him driving, going to collect his car and stuff like that, walking to his Dodge Challenger. It doesn't ring true. It feels fabricated. All right. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but when you don't trust the people at the top, and there's no reason to trust them, for Christ's sake, you got a podcast, someone like me in the FBI, Kesh Patel. No. Got no FBI background or knowledge at all. He's just been thrown into that position because he was somebody who was happy to suckle on old Donny's chocolate starfish. Hello, rude potatoes. I was chopping you earlier. That I was. I was trying. I was making what was it now? A tortilla. That's a tortilla. A potato to tortilla. Black Pill by Ellie Reeve is insightful. But okay, I'll bring it up here. Is there a version of it online, or is it just by? Yeah, that's. You talk about incels and stuff like that, I've been doing a lot of research on that. I've even been on 4chan and stuff, and it's like, crikey. It is such an underground, network of very strange individuals. And I'm 55 years old. I find it really difficult to try and get my head around it, because my mind isn't wired that way. My head's not wired that way. So you got it's like everything. They take a meme, right? Like, for instance, the Peppy meme, and then they might manipulate it slightly. There's slight changes in it, and that makes a new message. And there's a lot of it, but it's like reverse meanings, like reverse psychology in these memes, and it's crikey complicated. Unless you're in the know, you're not going to know. So all of us speculating from the outside, unless you're in that circle, you're going to find it really difficult to work out what's going through their heads. It's dark. And it's the same with these, for instance, they're saying that, Lucas, what was Lucas? Who was his roommate, and apparently transitioning, which I don't necessarily believe, but they're trying to make out that he's trans, and you know the story. For me, that doesn't ring true either. Yes, I think they are very they're in some kind of relationship, because it can go that way. But within that incel culture, they have gay sex as a way of practicing for when they can get the real thing. It's crazy. Does anyone know if, for instance, Tyler Robson, has he ever had any girlfriends or anything like that? See, these people, they struggle to talk to girls, to talk to women and what have you. They don't know what to say, and they feel comfortable around, lads and what have you, and then they practice. That's what we get out of this lot, I tell you. It drives you insane, I tell you. It really does. Thank you for that. Black Pill by Ellie. Sorry, I started writing it, sorry. Oh, I've losing my voice already. How I witnessed the darkest corners of the internet come to life. Oh, you've got a preview here. Hang on, is it on Kindle or something? Let's have that. Is that Kindle? Right. She's an award-winning journalist. That might be something to have a read of. I'd like to find like an infinitive like instruction manual, right, of these memes. So I know how to avoid them for a start, but also just understand what's going on and understand their thinking. Because until you can start doing that, there's no way that we're going to work this out. I don't see it. I've got my doubts. I'm not saying he isn't, but I don't think I think they're speculating too much. And even in this Aphrodite, they're speculating. And it's when they say probable cause in this Aphrodite, and it's too woolly. It's too woolly. You know, they're going on about his gait and the way he's walking, all right? And how his gait changes, the distance, your pace. He had an unusual walk, apparently. And then it changes, but he doesn't actually look like Tyler Rock. This guy that we see in these pictures, not one of those images looks like, apart from having dark hair and being a thin-set lad, doesn't look like him. There's nothing there to say that it's him, really. The only thing we've got is the Converses, but that could be because of the artificial intelligence used to lift those pictures that were taken from a CCTV camera. Now, what gets me about these CCTV cameras is a lot of them now are 1080p or 4K. So why are they such bad quality? Why are they so poor? So little information in the image. It doesn't ring true to me. And then you obviously got the scenario and that gun. The gun that was on the card. I'll show you. Here it is. This is a Mauser 98. If you didn't know, then I'll bring it up. I'll show you in a second. There you go. This is a Mauser 98. It comes in a lot of different variations. All right, and a lot of people do complete restorations of them, make them look fantastic. You can't make it any shorter than that. All right, this gun is over a metre long. So you might get it to like 3 foot or something, 0.9 of a metre. But you're not going to get that in a backpack, are you? That gun didn't break down. And the text messages as well between him and Lucas, and it's like that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. Spell check. What? There's no way he broke it. They were trying to make out that they found a screwdriver. Do you know how you take this thing apart? Right? You have to remove this part here. I'll be watching the videos. I ain't got one, but I've been watching the videos. I had to take it apart. That has to come off, all right? And this guard, the trigger guard arrangement has to all come off. The bolt action has to come out, and that holds the body into the stock. But you still get left with this fucking great long metal bit and a great long wooden bit. It's barely worth bothering breaking down. You're not going to benefit from it. So for them to try and tell us that they found a screwdriver and they found this, they found that, that just tells me that they didn't find a screwdriver, or it ain't the gun. And they said it was found in the woods, but it wasn't. It was found down beside a chicken coop, in somebody's back garden. In the back garden, that's owned by the same person who owns a house next door, who it's got something to do with, I think it was actually either with somebody at the campus or Cox, the governor. It feels so suspicious. It sounds like I'm going down a rabbit one. It's like some sort of conspiracy theory, but it feels like that now, and I understand why people are coming up with. I mentioned in the video earlier about how people are coming up with all these conclusions. Hello, gingers. All these conclusions of what happened. You can't blame people because some of the things they're saying is absolutely ludicrous, but people they're looking at everything, and they're looking at the video footage, and then you've got Candace Owens doing the same, but you be careful with her because she's one of them people. She'll say a lot of stuff that is not just believable but true, but it's like used as a way of disguising the stuff that isn't. Do you know what I mean? She gains your trust, so she's a dangerous woman. She really is a dangerous woman, Candace Owens. Anyway, she reckons that Bridget McGraw is a man. And now she's getting sued. Could wipe her out. Really could wipe her out. You know, but because the same people who got, the lawyers or the attorneys are the same ones that Dominion used for £500 million odd quid for Dominion from Fox News. So that was that might not be her brightest move. She thought she had freedom of speech over that, but it doesn't work that way. There's people got this whole idea of freedom of speech. It doesn't mean so you can say whatever you want. It just means that the government, unlike what it's doing at the moment, is not allowed to interfere with your freedom of speech or freedom to assemble. But as you know, Jimmy Kimmel... Has Jimmy Kimmel gone back on air? I saw something earlier, just a quick glimpse of something where he was on air again last night. So that would be interesting to know. Before I become a puddle, hi Caroline, she's in England. Yeah, she's visiting the kids. Yeah, I think she will. In her day, as long as she can prove that she's a woman, she'll win. And if you're a woman, it can't be that difficult. Apparently, there's going to be photographic evidence. So she's going to be sitting on. She's obviously took a butt picture off the old photocopier, and some clinical data as well. How embarrassing! The whole thing's been cruel, really, isn't it? You know, Candace Owens, you're a nasty piece of work. You really are. But yeah, anyway, so he is on there, is he? Airhead. I don't know. I'm not in the US. So my times are different than yours. I'm about 8 or 9 hours different to you. Currently, for me, it is 23:16 in France. That's where I am. You see, so. So I might be an airhead, but yeah, okay. He is on airhead. Okay, he's back on. I don't think it's going to do Disney any favours. That's not going to be the magic pill. Oops, and everyone's going to... they'll carry on boycotting them. The damage is done. Succumbing to the Orange von Schitzenpansen in the West. Let me just bring up my page on there so I can see the chat easier. Ooh, I'm dazed. Look at that. Oh, I've lost my voice already, I am. Dazed. Look at that. Get rid of that. Okay. So I now got audio. It's a chat. Okay, we've got the chat here. That's better. Live chat. Let's put timestamps on. That's better. Anyway, so what we got? Who we got here anyway? I said hello, yeah, have I? Not everyone. Anyway, hello, Billy. I just saw you. You're the reason why I went live, mate. You're ready to go live? Oh, okay. 2-minute latency. I hope not. 5:18 p.m. here. Oh, crikey, in DC. I think you shouldn't challenge any angry French mum. You can't shame her. I'll tell you something. Oh, crikey, our French neighbour, she was hilarious the other day. She was trying to get in her car, right? And she had this like brain fart going on. She thought she had to get in her car. She's getting on, all right? But she's getting in her mobile phone. She was trying to, I can't get in my car because I've locked the phone in the car. I thought, what's that got to do? I can see your keys in your hand. She's holding the herbs, all right? I'll give her a bundle because we exchange a lot of stuff, yeah? Because I grow stuff and they grow stuff. It's kind of sort of you bar and all that, you know. Well, anyway, you bar, you just give, really, you know. Anyway. And I can see a little key dangling. A key, all right? No, it isn't Bridget McGraw. No, anyway. A key was dangling. But what have you on about? What's she getting your car? The key is there. I go, Claire. You know, it's there. You know, and she didn't click. She had in her head that she had to open her car with her phone. Then all of a sudden it just clicked and she realised. It's just sort of brain fart moment sort of thing I do. I'm a leftist ideologue with only air in his head. Oh, crikey, you don't know me, mate. You don't know me. Am I leftist? No. I suppose I'm leftist centre. I would say, you guys in the United States, you think Sanders is far left, but he ain't. He's more centre left. You know, he's not hard left. You know, definitely not. He's not that. He's not extreme at all. But he believes that people should have free healthcare for all. You know, have some form of healthcare. That doesn't mean that you're going to die. You know, it's usually a good idea, isn't it? You know, our system here works quite nicely in France, and the UK system works okay-ish because they've never got enough money. And with advances and what have you, it becomes more and more expensive. They're always cutting them. Hello, Colleen Swigum. Afternoon, Kirk Cameron and Kim Jong Bango. What? What's that one? Hello, Owen. Oh, so you're already a Widowkeeper. I think you should challenge. Oh, up and up and up and up and up and up. Kiss Fairy, Honey Tap. Oh, yeah, okay. Apparently, I've got air in my head. Cap or Die says, "What's up?" UNC. What's the word? Oh, gingers. Hello, gingers. When are you going to address the fentanyl allegations? I don't take fentanyl. What are you on about? Which ones? Okay. Has there been some allegations, has there? Which ones, though? There's been several allegations. And besides, it's very down to me what I talk about, isn't it? Huh? A Chinese executive jailed for 25 years in the United States for trafficking fentanyl chemicals. Yeah, quite probably. Vaccination, alcohol, fentanyl. Well, I be surprised Kennedy's on bloody fentanyl. He's on something. He's on something that he takes skin darkening drugs, and you're supposed to trust this man. Look after your health. Look, you know what he wants, don't you? He wants you to all look like a negative copy of Michael Jackson. All right, that's what he wants. Oh, US revokes visas for... Okay, fair enough. No. It's obviously the visa issue as well, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I want to do a bit more about this, because this has been bugging me. And if I can find it again... I don't get Aphrodite. Is it Aphrodite or Aphrodite? Aphrodite. Aphrodite. Oh, anyway, probable cause. And it's of Tyler James Robinson. I'll read this to you. Tell me what you think, all right? Because I might not read it all because I'm going to lose my voice. Excuse me. Okay, I believe there is probable cause to charge the defendant with these charges because the following information was obtained by your affiant from police officers, multiple video recordings posted on social media websites, because that could be fabricated, couldn't it? Utah Valley University campus, surveillance cameras, and those who witnessed the incident. What about all the cameras that weren't there when the police turned up? And what about all the trampling of the crime scene? The guy who removed the camera at the back, he used the dead man's chair to stand on to reach the camera. The chair that Charlie Kirk was sitting on. And then he put the camera on the table there, and then he took the cards out. That's a bit dodgy, wouldn't you say? We're talking about a crime scene. Nothing should have been touched. There was security on site. They should have known what the protocol was. Was on September the 10th, 2025, Charles James Kirk was, not Captain Kirk, all right, was at the Utah Valley University campus in Orem, Utah, to for a political event. Mr. Kirk is a conservative political activist who was scheduled to speak at an event, blah, 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 blah. It's all blah, blah, blah. It's just about the event itself. And according to the video recordings, Charles was wearing a white t-shirt and dark pants, which he was, sitting under the white canopy in a courtyard and cameras facing to the east. The event was attended by hundreds of individuals. There was a lot of people there. There was more than hundreds. I was in the thousands, I'd have thought. Charles was surrounded by people with multiple individuals to his left, right, and rear. I was thinking about Trump. And front of the canopy. And behind the canopy was a walkway used for access for various parts of the university. Okay, so it's hold the microphone, and approximately at 12:23, the gunshot was heard. And that didn't sound like a rifle. It didn't even sound like a rifle shot to me, but that might be just me. Appeared to have been hit in the neck. Okay, which he was. Yeah, you could see the enemy, couldn't you? I saw the video footage before they started blurring it. Ooh. Blood was seen coming out of the left side of his neck and fell to his left, which, if it was a high-powered rifle, he would have probably fell in the opposite direction, or his head would have just literally blown off. That's gross. But yeah, that Mauser is a powerful gun. It can make a nasty mess of somebody at that range. I don't. There's no signs of. There's no sign of the bullet anywhere. There's no sign of an exit wound. The footage from the rear doesn't actually show anything. No blood, no nothing. You can't see anything from the rear. So unless that came out, virtually just nicked his neck, just took that, instead of going in, sort of like come straight out again, because it's soft tissue. But the bullet would be somewhere, wouldn't it? It'd be somewhere. They'd have found the bullet. So it must be still in his head. But that tells me that there's a distinct possibility that it wasn't a Mauser 98, even though he had one. That actually shot Charlie Kirk. That brings me on to that film, right? The Shooter. Right? Where he's used as like a decoy kind of thing. And it's entrapment and what have you, and and they frame him. Is that what? Are they trying to do? I'm speculating, all right? This is not a conspiracy theory or anything like that. I'm just putting it out there, all right? I'm not trying to say that's what's happened. Don't do that, no. But I'm just a bit lost, all right? Maybe you can help me. That's what happens to chat. Hey, Craig, you've been a member for 26 months, Gingers. The Driftless Owen. Erica was a Miss USA, back in 2012. She's also a producer or something like that. Yeah, I did a video about that already. About her being involved with, she had a non-profit organisation in Romania, which is factual, okay? She had non-profit in Romania, and there was where she looked after children and stuff like that, right? And it was organised and what have you with the army, and then the Marines. Anyway, long story short, these children started going missing, and the locals were blaming her. And it's funny that, the Tate brothers were there as well, and they had what they called the Angels, and she called hers the Angels or something Angels. It's strange. Obviously, it's all alleged, obviously, at this stage, but, a lot of this stuff gets covered up, doesn't it? Now, crikey. Suella Braverman in the UK. She was, I forgot what her job was now, but anyway, she was in the UK government for the Conservatives, and she was involved with something that was a bit untoward. A Buddhist. It was a Buddhist cult. There was a Buddhist cult. Anyway, the guy who was running it was charged. Could have been charged with sex offences of young men, and then she managed to protect him, and then he died. So he never got to. I mean, legally protect him. You know, she helped prevent him getting carted off by the police. Excuse me, because I'm struggling with my voice at the minute. And anyway, anyway, he died, so he didn't. Yeah, but this reminds me of this sort of thing. You know, it's just like using people as a scapegoat. We've got have we got some extras here? I think we have. We've got some extras. I've been raided. Who's raided me? Who is it? Oh, Phil McGregor. No, you won't. Oh, hi, my left eye, guys. It's super sus. Nothing makes any sense. I'm sort of, as somebody who's sort of a practical person, and I want to be able to join the bits of information together. Do you know what I mean? Somehow, even if it's loosely, but this just doesn't. Nothing joins up. Makes no sense. It really doesn't make any sense. So people are going to ask questions. They are going to speculate. They're going to come up with some harebrained bloody. They're looking at. They've been super analysing the crowd and and that sort of stuff. Go really close and see what's going on there. And that's a strange person. He's got a black glove on. He looks like he's got a prosthetic hand, right? He probably has got a prosthetic hand. I don't know. Or maybe a bullet comes out of his finger or something. That's kind of the shit I've been hearing, and it's just bizarre. Maybe it's true. I don't know. Anything's possible these days. Nothing makes any sense. The only thing I'm certain of is Chucky Jim was ended by his own culture that he curated, and the Orange Circus sucks at the covering it up. Yes, the Orange Circus certainly does. Chucky Jim. Hi there, my left eye. I hope you're well. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hello, Verufa. I hope you're well. Yes, that's it. He was killed by the by the sharks. That as a shark tornado with full of sharks with fucking lasers on their heads. That's what. Yeah, maybe. That's almost as plausible as it's FD. It is. Let's go back to that. So yeah, he's holding the microphone. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, shot 12:23. Investigators reviewed Utah Valley University surveillance cameras. While reviewing the surveillance cameras, investigators observed an individual on the rooftop of the Losi Center building. We've seen that footage, haven't we? And this was at the time of the shooting. The thing is also that got me, or I mentioned in my previous video, is that as soon as the shot was taken, that person got up immediately. Now, at what point did he dismantle the gun? They're lying through their second back teeth. They really are. The FBI, that is. Cash Patel is lying. They said that they found a screwdriver to take the gun apart. I showed you the gun. I'll show you again just so you can see if you need to come into the stream. This is a Mauser. This is an original Mauser 98, and as you can see, the barrel and the arrangement with the where the bolt is, and the stock, it don't break down very far. You're only going to lose 6 inches, 150 mil, aren't you? It's still not going to get in your flipping backpack. And the idea you're going to walk down the street with that down your trouser leg is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. None of it makes any sense. And the change of the clothes, the shoes, he's wearing different shoes in the Dairy Queen, what do you call it? when he was having something to eat. I don't know what he was having. I don't know, donuts or something, was it? And that was about 6 o'clock. So it's like, what, about 5.5 hours, 6 hours after he shot someone, he felt a bit peckish. My gut would be going bloody. Never done it before, has he? You know, he must be a nervous wreck, really, after doing that. You've got to be a pretty cold person, not have, your first time killing someone, and being able to go, oh, I've got to have something to eat now. And not just any old thing, you're going to have sugar donuts. And also, when he was in there, I swear to you, those shoes, in the footage I've seen, they don't look like Converses. You can't see much of them because of the light and what have you, and it's obviously crappy footage. But they look flared. You know, like a trainer. You know, they have a flared sole with the white around the edges. Not Converse. Converse are straight. It just didn't look right. None of it looks right. If it is a fabrication, they ain't very good at it, are they? You'd know full well that people are going to hyperanalyze everything. You know, maybe that's what they wanted. Maybe they wanted it's just so many conspiracy theories out there, it clouds the truth. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the point. If it wasn't if it wasn't Tyler Robinson. And the more I look at it, the more I doubt it. You know, it might be. Yeah, there's no way of telling, is there? Because we haven't got enough information. And we haven't got information, most of this information here is suspect. Really suspect. Like I said earlier about saying he confessed or implied. That's two totally separate things, right? He either confessed or he kind of implied that he confessed, implied a confession. It's not the same thing. Or the saying confess is a way of actually backing up what he actually did, is imply a confession. Maybe he said something that he would have done or something, or he felt that way, or maybe he hated him or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Try and get probable cause. I saw another text where he was worried, he was scared that his family was at risk. I was going to bring it up. I better find the actual original text, the original piece of text. So that is alleged at the moment. I can't verify it, but I saw a text like a post by him that he was not post a text apparently by him that said that he was worried about his family and blah 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 blah. And I want that £1.5 million to his parents is a hell of a lot of fucking money, isn't it? That's a lot of bloody money to a family that is just. I don't get it. Now, some people are saying that they've donated it. I looked on Snopes, and there's no Snopes. Anyway, I fact checked it, and there is no information out there to say that the family is donating it to the Kirk family. None whatsoever. They haven't even said that or anything. It's just somebody said that. So you'll be so careful. It is a lot. I think what I could do with that. Crikey, £1.5 million. That'd be very hard to be set up, wouldn't you? I live a very simple life. I won't have to worry again. I can have a nice time. I carry on making videos. And then maybe have nice things like, I don't know, wildlife and stuff. Instead of this, where people are getting shot. They just refuse to acknowledge the right has turned on the right. The thing about the right, it's this alt-right, there's different subcultures of it, more so than there is on the left. And from what I can make out, you've got all these so-called incels, and they are the little groups of people in different little incels, do you know what I mean? With different cultures. their own little culture, each one, and they're all alt-right, and they're all pretty much Nazis, all but the that's one of their kind of call signs is the so-called German salute. And maybe that's what Elon Musk was doing. Maybe he was calling out to his little incel friends. Yeah, maybe. Hello, Alistair. I hope you are, my friend. Careful with the X's. Why would they do that, mate? Strange, isn't it? Why walk it down your trouser leg if it fits in your backpack? Exactly! So they're saying he broke it down to put it in his backpack, chucked the backpack off the roof, which you wouldn't do with a gun like that, put it right out of alignment, unless you're panicking, I suppose. And then he jumped off the roof, and maybe he got limped then because he hurt himself, I don't know, I'm guessing. And then he hid the gun in the woods, according to them. When he didn't hide in the woods, it was found next to chicken coop in the house next door to near the university. In the back garden, basically. So it wasn't found in the wooded, so-called wooded area. And so he done that, all right, so he put the gun back together again and hid it in there, did he? It's all time, isn't it? I watched a video of taking this gun apart. Have I still got that bit, or have I got rid of it? I'm not going to subject you to that. No, I haven't. Or did I? Oh, here it is. I won't do that. Okay, here is a breakdown of the gun. As you see, that is as small as it goes on the stock. And then on the barrel and the bolt assembly, bolt assembly here, that's as small as it goes. Why would you bother taking it apart? You wouldn't, would you? It's bollocks. Absolute bollocks. Yeah. And he sticks out the front by about 6 inches, like I said earlier. You're not going to do it, are you? So that makes no sense either. And the fact that the bullet, from one of these, I don't think it's not hypersonic, but a bullet from one of those, it's going to literally, it's going to obliterate somebody's head. That exit wound and would. Yeah. It's designed to go through, long-range shots of elk and deer and God knows what, shooting old bear. I'm guessing. But, it's going through soft tissue there, that's nothing. Even at 200 yards, that's nothing. That gun is capable at 1,000 yards. I don't think it was done by Mauser. Or any rifle, any sniper type rifle or hunting rifle of that ilk. I really don't. I think there's a distinct possibility that was closer range, and there was a lot of people there, and it would take a lot to conceal a gun. Maybe it was in the camera or something, like on a Bond movie. Maybe there was a drone with a rifle mounted on the bottom of it. I don't know. Just the sort of things I've been hearing today. Reading online, it's just nuts. Absolute nuts. People dead serious about it as well, that's what gets me. They're not joking about it, they're just dead serious about this stuff. They're going to be this, there must be this or that, I thought, oh, Christ's sake. Now, I've heard some criticism of people making speculative judgment on what happened. Not just the conspiracy theories, but some people have been saying you got to give it time and let the information come out. In normal circumstances, I would say, I'd agree, but that ain't the case here, is it? This isn't normal. You've got Kash Patel. You believe him? Christ, no. I think it could be a pistol. Yes, I do. And the shot came from Kirk's right and not from the front. I still think it's from the front, or maybe slightly from the side. I don't think it's from his right, because there's no sign of any wound on the other side of his head. I can't see anything there on the footage I've seen. So yeah, and there's the blood. Where's all the blood? There wasn't much blood. That's what I can't understand. There's hardly any blood. Has anyone asked that question? I suppose it must have done. There ain't much blood for a major artery to be severed. It'd have drained your body while you're laying there. I know they picked them up and carted them off into the SUV. It's a gruesome conversation, isn't it? But I would have still expected that would have pumped big time. That'd been everywhere. And you seen Kill Bill? Chop my leg off. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just. Steve McGo, yeah. So what's Steve say? Yeah, Steve. Controversial speaker out in the open in the USA, and the police had no drone up looking at rooftops. Do you know what? That's a real valid point. There's no survey. For feck's sake, I'm required. When I had my company, I had to do a risk assessment. And that's exactly what that is, isn't it? You look at your risks. There'd be a risk assessment done. Don't they do that in the US? No, probably not. Probably not. Because that's what I'd expect. I'd expect there'd be some form of risk assessment. And yeah, a drone would be the ideal thing. You wouldn't need much. You could so you can get away with the drone laws and stuff. If it's under 250 gram, like the Mini, like the DJI Mini or something like that, you could bring a 4K camera on there. You'd seen everything with that. Great little thing. You know, so I just yeah, good point, Steve. That's a really good point. But you know, they didn't do it. There's nothing. There's hardly any camera footage. And all those people there with their mobile phones, I bet loads of them were videoing what's going on at the time. And nearly every single image or video I've seen is shit. Why are they all shit? These phones got 4K, at least 1080p. That's big enough to put on a 44-inch screen and see very little degradation. And yet everything we've seen is absolute shit. Unless I zoomed it in, a bit, even then, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. There's quite big events. Thousands of people, at least 1,000 people are there. This. Lilac scented fuchsias. Hello, lilac scented fuchsias. I've seen the ballistics gel videos of it. It would be like a watermelon dropped from high window. Yeah. Basically, it doesn't. Yeah, it's nuts. It feels to me that they blurted something out early on about who the killer's trans person's got. Something about this affidavit. The girl that they were speculating about the age of the person without actually knowing the age of the person. And it'd be this of this age group of the campus and stuff when they didn't actually know that. And that's in the FD. It's crazy. Are there any high-powered rifle you can break down fully enough to fit the back? Yeah, of course it's the problem with high-powered rifles, I used to do a bit of shooting years ago, is that when you break them down, they can lose you have to set them up again, right? So, unless they're specifically designed for that purpose, but generally speaking, when you break a gun down, I'm not talking about a few little switches, still screws and shit, but you break a gun down to a manageable size, you have to line it all up again. That's the reason why that particular gun, you wouldn't need to so much, because it's all in one piece. But when you got like a broken barrel, you would have to go... Anyway, I think it's pretty obvious really, isn't it? But there are guns out there that are very specialist for that job. He ain't going to have something like that. They cost an absolute fortune. It's the kind of thing assassins have. Oh, maybe. Rebecca Kimball, AllShorts. I've seen a few of your videos and I'm new to you. You seem like a gent. Oh, thank you very much. I tried. I don't know. I try not to be an arsehole. I tell you what it is, right? I had 6 kids, right? And they break you down, they do. Yeah. When you get to the last one, you're soft as shit. And then I got my dogs, who, seriously, there's one over there. That's Sebastian. Oh, look at him. And then I got my little Pandora, who's lying down here. There she is. They keep me company. They're both getting on a bit now, I lost my Molly dog last year, which was really sad. Well, it bugged me right up, it did. But anyway, I didn't post any videos for ages. So, there we go. So yeah, it's doctor found a bullet under the skin. That's a lie. Don't you think, Columbus? Doctor found a bullet under the skin. There's no way that was Reserve 6. No way. No. That, to me, that must be a pistol. Also, there was somebody, I didn't pay much attention to it because it seemed a bit kind of like too James Bondy. There is a thing called a palm pistol. Palm gun, and it fits. Well, basically fits in your palm. It's like a squeeze trigger, and then the little barrel, can poke out there. Right, that would kind of be the sort of thing you could use if it could be the sort of thing that made that wound. If they found the bullet, but why aren't they telling us what it is? Why are they going on about this bullshit as a Mauser 98 around from Mauser? Nah. Oh, I've just seen it before getting here. Oh, thanks, Columbus. I didn't realise. I haven't seen that yet, so it might be worthwhile doing a search for that. But anyway, this guy with this, the person who's saying it's never sort of, it's a theory, all right? Is it a conspiracy theory? Maybe, but this other podcast or YouTuber, he was saying that this guy with this thing, I've looked at other footage, okay, and I confirmed that it did look like there was something sticking out of his finger, between his fingers, so it did make me wonder a bit. And this guy right on the rails, right at the front, and he was wearing like a khaki kind of outfit, sort of like an army outfit. And he was holding onto the rail, and he had his hand there like that, right, facing towards Charlie Kirk. And he clenched up at the time the shot went off. So that was a bit strange. I didn't want to go too much into that because it felt a little bit too I don't know, hot. A little bit too Bond movie. Charlie Kirk. Bullet. I'll put bullet, that might be enough. Bring it up. No, I do not want to look at see what Alex Jones has been saying. I draw the line at that. I've been watching some of Candace Owens stuff and I realise that she's just... There's a lot of stuff she's saying that makes a lot of sense, and a lot of people sharing a lot of stuff with her. They're using her as a bit of a conduit. But you've got to be careful with her. What she does is she gains... I was saying in the previous video, she'll gain your trust, and then you'll believe everything she says, and that's a problem. That's a problem. I can't say that anything that I'm saying apart from the facts of what things, the type of gun it is and stuff like that, and the times and so-called. Anyway, apart from that, I can't really say much, can I? All I can do is just put my ideas out there. They're nothing's factual about it because we don't know. We just don't know what's going on here. No one's telling us anything. If that was the case, that also throws completely into the ether the lies they were talking about, telling us about the engravings on the shell casings. It feels so fabricated, doesn't it? It really does feel fabricated. Apparently, oh god, this is Fox News. Oh crikey! Charlie Kirk ally reveals absolute miracle that he have that have saved lives during the fatal shooting because the bullet didn't go through, so it didn't kill anyone else. Surgeon called. On Saturday, Charlie Kirk's surgeon called it an absolute miracle that the bullet that killed him didn't exit his body. That is a miracle if it was a Mauser. Because dozens of people were standing behind him. There they were. I think this is all lie. This is not true. Okay. They haven't done an autopsy. You can't do an autopsy that quick. You know? They basically stuck him in the feckin' box straight away, didn't they? And then she paraded about, Erica paraded about with his wax hands. I don't know what that was all about. I shouldn't laugh because it's not funny, but it's just so ridiculous. Okay. So Colvert said that he has spoken with Kirk's surgeon, who told him the bullet absolutely should have gone through, which is very, very normal for a high-powered, high-velocity round. This is on Fox News, okay? Take it with a pinch of salt. I've seen wounds from this caliber many times, and they always just go through everything. This wound would have taken a moose or a moose or two down, an elk, etc. If it's a Mauser, most definitely. He said that when he told the doctor that dozens of staff, students, and guests are standing behind, but one of them could have got killed. So they're saying they got the So they're saying they got the bullet. We're not talking about a small bullet either, but with a Mauser, it's not that tiny. The doctor added that Kirk's bone was so healthy. Oh, God, sorry. And the density was so impressive that he's like the man of steel. Oh, no. Oh, really? It started off a little bit of credibility, and then you say that? They literally said, say it again. The doctor added that Kirk's bone was so healthy and the density was so impressive that he's like a man of steel. It should have just gone straight through and through, he says. You're having a laugh. No one wants to hear about Kirk's bone. Not that bone. No. If you want good strong bone density, you need to lift heavy weights. Okay? You got to flex your bones. And that creates bone density because what you do is you create more cells by damaging your bone effectively. It creates more bone density. That's why people who work out and what have you don't tend to shrink as fast as people who don't. Like my dad, he was never. I'm not very tall. I'm only 5'7". My dad was 5'7", 5'7", 5'8", and he still maintained he was that high. But you're shorter than me before he died. It must be about 5'6". No, not even that, 5'5" maybe. But it shrinks. I think your spine shrinks and stuff. Your bones shrink. He's a strong chappy, but he didn't work out. Oh, so anyway, so that just totally discredited it as far as I'm concerned. So the coroner found a bullet just behind Kirk's skin. No autopsy, though. Oh, there's a wound. Oh, there's a bullet, look. Come on. Come on. This is thin. It gets worse. It's getting worse by the minute. It really is. So it's going to be small caliber, isn't it? You're right, yeah. Then small caliber bullets hit bone and bounce around inside the body cavity. Yeah. Well, they just go over the soft tissue, wouldn't they? Unless they bed themselves into the bone. Not boner, bone. So he's most likely shot by 5.56 round, not a .3006. And obviously not high velocity either. Would that be a high velocity round from a Mauser? Must be fairly high. It wouldn't be supersonic round, would it? Not from one that, I don't think. It's a miracle, hallelujah! Yes, it's very much like it. Oh, cheers, Ruth. Thank you. Yeah, it is very sus. He's probably out there laughing at America. He's probably sitting somewhere in the Caribbean, having a pina colada or something with Erica and the kids. Or he's probably got an island somewhere. Maybe it's Jeffrey Epstein's island. You know, maybe he's got that. Yeah, or whatever. But it's just. It feels. Maybe they're gonna. I don't know. Ah, maybe he's gonna come back for the rapture. Oh dear. Oh, I see. It's a big round with a lot of wood. Valhalla. Oh, it'll be in Valhalla. It's quite strange. I just watched. I think it's there's a image, like a screensaver on Lucas's, whatever his name was, Lucas. His furry friend, all right, on his screen, and it's on that place where he had it on the screen. There's a resort there, or that was called Valhalla, which is a bit bizarre. It feels so don't feel right, does it? Ah, Valhalla, New Zealand. Maybe that's where he is then. Was there a grassy knoll? Don't know. Yeah, thanks, Ruth. That rifle is 7mm. Oh, what, the Mauser? 7mm. Crikey, that's a big feckin' bullet. God, that's like having that go through you. 7mm. Oh, I ain't got no calibers. Oh, have I got any calibers in there? No, I ain't got the calibers. I've got a reel, that'll do. Yeah, that'd make a nasty mess of you, that would. So it looked like I got hit above the clavicle. No bones to it. Oh, I see. It took out his, his trapezius muscle, the ugly muscle, the triangular one. So whenever you do any workout, you try not to do too much work on the trapezoid. Trapezoid, I can't speak probably. On that muscle. Otherwise, when you do your workouts, that tends to grow faster than the other muscles. So you end up with this massive bloody triangular neck. Yeah, it's fucking horrible. Yeah, they shot one at a piece of bone and it shattered it completely. No way that gun was a murder weapon. I don't think so either. I'm confident, absolutely confident. Nothing rings true. It all sounds like a big old setup to me. So is Tyler innocent? I don't think that. It feels like a setup, and if you look at the affidavit, there's nothing in there that really says I'm the shooter. The CCTV footage of the so-called shooter doesn't even look like Tyler. Even the close-up images of him, he's got more puffy lips and stuff, puffy face. You know, Tyler's really thin set. He's a lean guy. Although the footage there's a lean guy, but his face doesn't look right. Well, you know, it might be nothing there. Maybe it is him. Maybe it's a miracle. Also, the camera they used to show him moving across the building and dropping off would have had him taking the shot and yet they cut that. Oh yeah, good point. Because that was part of the CCTV, wasn't it? So that'd been running all the while. Good point. Yeah, that doesn't make sense, does it? Did you see the image of his body armor? No, I didn't. No. Whose body armor? What? Tyler's or Charlie Kirk's? Because I saw one part a clip of Charlie Kirk throwing hats into the crowd, and you can see his moves. He isn't a very fit guy, you know. And he's got little titty, you know. I can imagine him being a little bit hairy as well, you know. And he's got a poke for his shirt, like jubblies. Between this and Donald, this sounds like a plot to the movie FX. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Oh, crikey. He's dead now, isn't he? Is he Australian or something? What's his name? The text exchange is already too convenient being a full confession. That text exchange was no way written by him. Chris, no, obviously you don't, but I did a video about this earlier, and there's no way that was written by him. And there's a massive glaring fault in it. No, oh crikey. Notices bulge, Uwu, it said, when it should have said Owu. So it was just like written in this text. It was wrong, and they're not mistakes that they'd make because it's something they do know about in their little, little subculture of alt-right fascists. Donald had merchandise to sell 2 hours. Oh my God. That is actually quite easy to do. Because you can literally just upload the art to, like a shirt, a merchandising, a printing service. Like Teespring or something like that. But still, it's pretty fucking insensitive. The whole thing was insensitive. The way Erica behaved was insensitive. It was so strange, it's unreal. No timestamps on any of the CTD video release. Yes, that's very true, Steve. Also, there's no timestamps on the texts either. Yeah, and they say they left the screwdriver in the roof, exactly, along with the shells that were apparently engraved, before stashing it in a chicken coop. Yeah, not in the wooded area. That's actually in someone's backyard. Yeah, maybe use telekinesis to do up the screws again. Ooh, yes. It's just stupid. And besides, there's no reason to disassemble that gun. You're not going to save any. You know, I've looked at all variations of it, and in all cases, you're not going to save anything. All you'd save is about that much off the end. That's it. Stupid. Why are they saying a surgeon? There's no way a surgeon did an autopsy. No. They said a doctor. Look, a doctor. Charlie Kirk's doctor found the bullet under his skin. Didn't say it's the person doing the autopsy. What? Look, they're called now. Oh my giddy aunt. Brain fog. Anyway, when they do an autopsy, right, they make a nasty mess of you and stitch you all up again. It's not pleasant. And they want to look at it. In the case of, oh yeah, we're just going to look at that area. They look at everything. They want to see if there's a secret message being put up his derriere in a little film pot or something. It could be like a message mill. I don't know. It's just they literally look at everything when they do an autopsy. There wasn't an autopsy. He went straight into the. They embalmed him straight away, and stuck him in the box straight away, so they could get their moment straight away with Erica. straight away. While she's holding his hand and showing the meme, the dollar coin or meme coin or whatever it is, whatever that little disc was she's showing, and it was so performative. It was shameful. If he is actually dead, that was shameful. But I don't actually believe that she was as in love with him as people seem to think that she was. Because everything she seems to do, I might be being a bit harsh, but everything looks performative. Everything. It's kind of what she's done all her life. And it's all about the end game. And it's just so strange, isn't it? It really is so strange. She was touching his hands, and who does that? That's bizarre. And his hands were as orange as Donald Trump's chocolate starfish, covered in Cheeto dust. Just like he was orange, and they almost looked like waxworks. What the feck? And you only see his hands. Is it the hands you go to first? When you want to show affection to your late husband? Oh yes, the hands. Why not the feet? Just why the hands? When you go to the face, the head. It's bizarre. Yep, it's a performative as F. We know what you mean. That certainly was. That's how evangelicals act. They fondle the hands. Oh, God, okay, she's hoping for rapture. Oh, God, people are crazy. They're all crazy. Even if she felt the need to do all of that, who the feck is filming it? She was mic'd up. She had a mic on her. She was wired up for a mic. For Christ's sake, that's nuts. Who does that? But the last thing on my mind. Oh, I know. I need to make a video. Actually, I might do that, actually. But no, I need to make a video. Oh, bloody hell. What? So, Doctor, how did Kirk die? Well, it was a death. Unlike anything we know. Like no ever death before. Oh, God. It was the bigliest death. That's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The whole thing is nuts. Yeah, I did see a little bit about that. People been killed, didn't they, I believe? Yeah, Clemens Brooks said, "Oh, Christ, I'm sorry to hear you. I take it you buried your son. That's terrible. I kissed my son's face and forehead, not his hands. I did the same with my mum when she passed. We're all in the same house, I think. She was going cold at the time. She had cancer, you see. And the doctor came to give us some more he gave some more morphine. And he warned us it could finish her off. It's almost like, because she was screaming and what have you, and in a slit, she's out of it, but she was clearly in a lot of pain. So again, a dose of morphine, and within a few moments, she did a little scream, and then she passed. And that was actually a relief. It was a relief. But I'll tell you what I didn't do. Is photograph my mum. No. They're definitely not. It's not the sort of thing anyone would do, is it? Not normal people, anyway. Unless that person's not actually dead. Oh, maybe it is all a big setup. Oh. Oh, crikey, yeah, Steve, just after the first night, they made over 6 million in donations for Turning Point USA. 6 million in donations. There's a shooting every other day. Crikey. People are getting killed every single bloody day. A lot of my kids, aren't they? I still maintain it's not just about the guns; it's about people. It's got such a societal issue, and if people aren't happy or they haven't got a means to an income or decent healthcare, even they're going to look to other means, aren't they? And maybe turn to crime and use whatever there's easy access for them. In this case, guns. I'm sorry, Marcus. I understand how that would be a relief. I know it was a relief, yeah. Because she's suffering. She's suffering, It was a long while ago now. I was only young at the time. My mum was 51 when she was younger than me when she passed. So she was 51. So out from a state. What state? I'm in France. In the limousine in France. Could the Mauser be a decoy for a professional hit? One bullet. Yeah, good point. Yeah, I won't be a bit surprised. With everything that's flying about now, that's all we've got now, isn't it? It's all we've got is speculation and looking at everything that's put in front of us, all different sources, and trying to come up with a conclusion. What happened? And I still think the shot from the front, or slightly from the side, or whatever, but definitely not from that Mauser. And if that, but there's no way of knowing about. They say about elevated position and stuff like that. You wouldn't read on the entrance wound. You wouldn't know that. As you're saying that because they think they saw somebody on the roof. Hello, Gina. I hope you're well. I bet you're glad you're not living in the United States, Gina. Blimey. They make your life a fucking misery over at the moment, what they're doing over there. There was, oh, crikey, what is it now? They've just passed a ruling while all this other stuff is going on, while no one's looking, that if you can't, in the United States, if you can't care for yourself, all right, they can institutionalise you. And that includes mental illnesses and stuff like that. It's crazy. And when they're trying to class trans people as having some mental condition, that's what they're trying to do at the moment in the US. They just want to get rid of everybody that aren't like them, that aren't orange. Stormin' Mormon with a trouser Mauser has such a ring to it, though. I must admit that I do agree. I so want it to be true. Stormin' Mormon with a trouser Mauser. Yeah. They're quite an expensive gun, no? They're about 20 grand. Yeah, also calling for people to be euthanized. That was Brian Kilmeade on Fox News. Fox and Friends or something, I don't know, whatever it was. And, excuse me. And, basically, if they don't want to be institutionalised, they should have involuntary lethal injection, death by lethal injection. And he's still got his job. Crikey. Open carry, is that Texas? Is it open carry in Texas? How many open carry states are there in the US? Hello there, imperfect gamer. In Nova Scotia and Canada, elbows up. Oh my giddy aunt, that Pete Hallstock staff, whatever his name is, the bloody ambassador, the US ambassador for Canada, or was it the way around? I don't know. The Trumper. Anyway, he was making statements about how nasty Canada's been to the United States with your elbows up and boycotts and stuff. It's not fair. They started it. The United States started it. Yeah, I saw one on here. That was a beautiful gun, though. Wasn't that one? That was a... where was it? It was what? Current production. Let's have a look at that. There you are. Like that. I don't think you can see that very well, can you? I don't know what one he's got, but they're quite pricey gun. That's how much they've been sold in Europe. I think they're a Norwegian gun, actually. You got the Magnum, you got the Standard Expert, and you got the Diplomat. That's very political. That must be the ideal weapon. Now that one breaks down a bit shorter than the other one, but still not that fucking short. Was it a German weapon? It's got German writing on it. Just try to find the price of it. God, it's still a long barrel gun. There's no way you get that in the bag. No chance. Try to find the price. No, it hasn't come up. Iron, oil, and gunpowder, apparently. Take care, Phil. Be good, friend. I hope you're well. Don't work too hard. If you can't be careful, buy a pram. Oh, okay. Cheers, buddy. Take care. So you've got to work tomorrow. Crikey. In the UK, we love the haunted mental hospitals, investigation programs on UK TV. They are fun, I must admit. You know. Well, I think of immigration. Oh, some countries have a bit of a problem with immigration. Do I think that they should be treated the way that they are? Most definitely not. You know, it just... In the UK, for instance, we've had the ability to send people back while we're in the EU, but we didn't. And now, yeah, there's a lot of people having a lot of grumbles about it. And I kind of understand it in some ways, but I don't like it. In my mind, I feel that we all bleed red. And one day in the future, we don't know what the scores, what the future holds. We might want some help. You know, we might end up in a third world war and then require one of these other countries that we consider as the down and outs that maybe with black people in. We might need their help. Then we treat them like shit. Like what Trump is doing at the moment, immigration, and how he's treated. Like for instance, those South Koreans that got treated very badly, and now, oh my God, he's just announced that on the 21st of this month, which is, oh my God, is it now? No, it's yesterday. On the 21st, there was yesterday was the deadline where 100 grand for a H1B visa, and that's to be paid yearly. For the H1B visa, yearly, 100 grand. Well, companies are going to say, well, I'm sorry, but this doesn't make a lot of sense for us anymore. I can see companies that say, well, if it's how it is now, we can't work like this. Look at that moving out. You know, companies that export. Trump's argument is that we need to train up our own people, but it'd be funny if you've got no decent education system in the first place. How the hell are you going to get people at that caliber to train up? Because you're not important. People of sort of they're not broom pushers, are they? We're talking about people working on these machines and techies and setting up machines and stuff. Vincent, cheers, buddy. Not one record has a black pilot ever crashed a commercial. Not one record has a black pilot ever crashed a commercial plane. Yeah, it's what was it? What has he said now? If the plane had a black pilot on, I'd be concerned or something. It would get off or something. I don't know, something like that. That's what Charlie Kirk said. He was a fool, bloody idiot. And what he said about black women haven't got the brain cells, you know, man, or something. Yeah, it's just one racist, bigoted comment after another. And when people try and tell us that he's not a fascist, what a fucking load of rubbish. He's a full-on racist, fascist arsehole. He was. If he's really dead. Ooh, maybe. Maybe he's not. Scary. But we'll never find out. Cheers for that, Vincent. Let me come. Oh, do you see what just happened? He just knocked my picture and it dropped on him. It's only light, but are you right, fella? I better give him a treat now, don't I? Crikey. Did you get beaten up? Was it your waggy tail? Bashed the... All my battery's about to go out, so I might have to call it a night in a moment because my battery's about to go and I can't plug it in because it interferes with the sound. It goes all really crackly. So how are we doing on that? Let's have that. Oh my god, it's really low. So hopefully it won't just suddenly just turn off, but my battery is very, very low. I could turn the screen down a bit, that might last a little bit longer. Yeah, I'll do that. See if that's made a difference. Yeah, it's dark now. Hello, G-Bar, I hope well. You know what? I got pit bulls that bite, says Columbus. Ooh. We think we get another dog, but then we think, oh, should we wait? You know. Yeah, that's Sebastian. He just got murdered by a picture of the moon. He got moonied. I'm waving out of a window, says Stormtrooper. That's what I call my camper, Stormtrooper. Yeah, but that's one of the reasons why a gripe. Rouge and HX. Kirk believes his college position was taken from him by a DEI black woman. It's grudge, isn't it? Everything's a fucking grudge, isn't it, these people? Creating generational harm and trauma. We're going back in time. It's not just in the United States, it's in the UK as well, you know. It's not as bad, mind, but, you know, it was embarrassing having Trump in the UK. It was a Mickey take, not Mickey take, it was, I felt it was disrespectful of Canada. It was about the Commonwealth and all that, you know. Shouldn't have done it. We just said, I'm sorry, you're a paedophile, we don't want you. He did troll in mind. He did talk about paedophiles. Which I thought was quite funny. So, there we go. Yeah, take care, everybody. I'm going to have to go because my battery is literally about to die. Maybe next one I'll try and do it on the computer, but it's... it didn't want to know tonight. It didn't want to connect for some crazy reason. Remember on the buses. I remember on the buses. What was her name? Vera or something? She eating her pickled onions to, yeah, and she's a grumbly tummy when she's pregnant, something like that. Oh yeah, led by donkeys. That was brilliant, Alistair. That really was led by donkeys. Are you talking about the the projection on the side of the buildings? Because that was pretty cool. Yeah, take care, everybody. Night night, everyone. Hope you all have a lovely week and don't work too hard. And yeah, just rest assured that we're never going to know the truth. We're never going to know the truth. There'll be another major thing. Oh, Windsor Castle. Oh, thank you. There'll be another major catastrophe instigated by Donald Trump. And World War III or something, or maybe he'll invade Canada or something, and we will no longer be talking about Charlie Kirk and how he died. That'll be something. So anyway, thanks a lot, everybody, and yeah, thanks for Flow Snake, and Ace and Stormtrooper, and JBD Online, and Rebecca, and Star. Cheers, buddy. Thank you to the moderators, the spanners. In this case, Alistair. I don't know if Joe was here tonight or not. I don't know. Was he here? I don't know. Can't expect him to be here all the time. Anyway, I need to go because my battery is red, you know. So toodaloo, and thanks for coming, and thanks for the super chats. Much appreciated, my friends.